So as the video describes, this is a haircut that is kind of difficult in that it's what I think I describe as fluffy. A regular haircut method for fluffy hair. Sometimes when people see hair like this, they tend to cut it way too short. So this is a good demonstration of the regular barber method on hair that is light and full of volume. As you can see, I'm just kind of hitting the edges here, but where I start is where we always start in the barber method. We start on the back at the bottom, and we do that scooping motion to establish our taper first. That move is one with practice. It gets easier and easier. Once we get that lower taper established with that scooping motion, of course we can work our way up. And the next move is to pick that bulk up from just where we left off on the taper up to the crown. Notice we're not really getting into the crown yet. Clip over comb. As always, you'll notice that all of my haircuts follow the same method. We work from back to front. So, from back to sides, and then that side will be connected. Now I'm going to do that from the other side, so I'll have to look into the mirror to see what I'm doing. After we establish that sideburn length, we're just going to connect the length on the sideburn to the rest of the head, working our way up the clipper over the comb method. Notice how I'm holding the comb. This again is, I can't emphasize this enough, this is why we cut hair dry. If we were to wet his hair down, it would look nothing like it when it dried off again. This client never puts anything in his hair. He likes his hair to just be normal. He never puts product in there. So if you go putting product in or water in as you're trying to cut it, it's not going to work out. Okay, so now we're kind of connecting that section in the back, and shortly we'll be ready to move over to the left side. A little better shot of what's going on that left side. Kind of getting that all one length on the sideburn. And then you scoop up right there in that little border that goes from the top of the ear to the very point where it starts to go back again. So we're just going to pick that up where we left off, and we're going to cut that. Notice that my comb is in line with his hair pattern. So if his hair pattern kind of goes backwards, my comb is going to go up. It's going to follow the hair pattern. that after you cut it, there's no lines, there's no weight lines, everything just flows. With really fluffy hair like this, he has lots of hair, but it's just so thin, the actual hair strands are so thin that it just floats. So any cross cutting, if you were to take a pair of shears and cut perpendicular to his hair pattern, you would see that very clearly. And the same with the shears, you would see something that looked kind of strange. But if we keep the direction of my shears, notice that my clippers, well, notice that my clippers are going in the direction of his hair pattern. I do that on purpose. Looks like we're done with the sides. Now we're ready to work on the top. I'm establishing my guideline down the middle of his head first. I'm not taking a ton off. Remember to ask your clients, if you ask your clients when their last haircut was, if you're used to cutting their hair, then you'll know how much hair to take off, obviously. But once we get that established, of course you can pick it up and you can it's a good shot here. You can see the area that was cut versus the area that's not cut. So that guideline's really helpful. Hopefully you can see that okay. And because I'm cutting in the direction of his hair pattern, this fluffy hair won't expose any lines or anything like that. Cut lines in his hair. But I gotta tell you, with hair like this, you go against the hair pattern and you will see cut marks. Now some people, after they make those, they don't know how they got there. So they pull out their texture shears and go to work. And they start cutting with their texture shears all over the head to get those to go away. The problem is, especially with hair like this, if you use those texture shears, then what happens is those hairs, which are really only barely being held down by hairs that are next to those hairs. So you use those texture shears and they're designed to sort of take out every other hair. And what will happen, especially with this hair, is it will poof up like a dandelion when it's dry. And he'll have to put stuff in there to keep it down. And you may have sort of erased those cut marks that you made, but you've created a new problem that he's gonna have, and that is he's gonna have to wear a hat everywhere he goes if he doesn't want to put product in his hair. Cut it the right direction, you don't have to worry about that. So we're doing some finishing touches here. Got plenty of time. So we're just gonna kind of going through and getting rid of any weight lines by lifting that hair, letting it fall through, and just kind of lightly doing some shear work on the way up. Same on that side. And we're just double checking it, making little adjustments if they need it. This is one of those clients that if you get hair like this, you can really impress them by cutting in the direction of the hair pattern. Because when their hair's all finished up, it looks really nice. There's no lines in it, there's no ridges in it. It's got a nice shape, uniform. And they'll say, that's the best haircut I've ever had. Because you cut it right, you cut it the Barber way. kind of finishing up here. I love all my clients, but I really like this client. Just a hard-working guy, salt of the earth. I know we're just right here again. I think I've talked about this in another video, but I'm making sure that front of his hair, I just pull it forward a little bit, just make sure I trim it so that it doesn't stick out, because if his hair lays down, especially his hair, it won't look very good if it's not blended in as it comes around. Finishing up with the T-trimmers. And then we'll clean the rest of it up with the neck shave, and that will be that. So hopefully that was a good demonstration for you. Again, the more of these videos you watch, I think you'll start to see I'm using the same moves on every cut. Cleaning up the ears there. Once you figure out those moves, once you establish that muscle memory, you're good to go. As we clean that up, that will do the trick. A haircut that has no cut marks, no weight lines, and as fluffy as can be. Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully it's helpful. Hopefully it reminds you to cut in the right direction.